Blog Talk Radio.
What you think about me and you, love, spending some special time. I can even write a rhyme about you. See, I know what it means now to be caught up, chasing your thoughts just like the scents of your perfume. It fills the room even when you're not there. Is it hot in here or is it just me? Maybe it's the vision of your mocha skin pulling me in and making me do things I don't wanna.
Inside the Mind presents Midwest Mocha Single.
Good evening. Hey, everybody. How you doing? This is Midwest Mocha Singles Podcast. We're back again. We were off a little time, but now we are back. We are so glad to be back. So, we really loved doing this before. We're back to do it again. So we're going to be doing a couple of topics, taking some phone calls, going over some inbox questions. But right now, what I want to do is introduce the staff that's going to be bringing you the show tonight. Of course, my name is Brian Hendricks. Been with Midwest Mocha Singles since the beginning. And then I'm going to go to my right hand. That is Mr. David. Mr. David, shout out.
Hello, it's David. I guess I'm Brian's right-hand man, just like you said. I've been in the group for, I think, a little over 2 years. So I think a lot of you probably know me, and if not, you'll get to know me tonight. So hope you guys enjoy.
Thank you, sir. And then another one of our staff here, Rila. That is pronounced Rila, like Sheila. I just found that out myself. I was corrected handily by the way. Miss Rila, would you introduce yourself, please, ma'am?
Hello. This is Rila Mans. I've been a part of Midwest Mocha Singles for about a year and have been on staff equally as long. So I'm looking forward to this. This is my first show, so welcome and sit back and enjoy.
Thank you, Miss Rila. And the Mrs. Fletcher. Mrs. Fletcher, I've known her. We actually used to work together. She is doing the show with us today as well. Ms. Fletcher, please introduce yourself.
Hello, Mrs. Fletcher, but also my name is Mia Fletcher. I've been a part of the group for about 2 years now, and I've been on the admin squad now for a month, so right before the quarantine stuff started, so excited to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so we're going to jump right in. The first topic we have is it's right on the nose. It's dealing with single life during quarantine. A lot of us have had different ways to deal with it. Some of us have not been dealing with it. So David, go ahead and kick it off and get us started here. David, please go ahead.
All right, so just quickly, handling single life during quarantine. Just my personal opinion about that, or my take on it. It's I can imagine, being single, which I am. It's hard. I can, say that, I'm not dating right now, but even, I hang out with people, on the weekends especially. I can't do that now because, one, I'm high risk. Anybody, can just have it, and I wouldn't know it until it's too late. So, for me, it's been hard because I had a lot of commitments around this time of the year that I can't do or I couldn't do. But the key is not to go crazy, and it's hard not to do that. For me, especially, I try to occupy my time with a lot of other things. Things that I've put off for years. I'm starting to do. I'm starting to read a little bit more. I'm starting to write a little bit more. So, being single with this situation is probably a lot harder because you want to, snuggle up with that boo thing that you got with you, or it's you can't really do a lot of things that you normally do. It's you miss the touching, you miss the caressing, you miss all of that stuff. So for me, that's it's hard. I can imagine. Me being single for a long time, it really doesn't. It probably wouldn't affect me as much but at the same time, you kind of get to the point where, you don't know what you're missing until you miss it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So for me, it's very hard. It's very you get that lonely feeling, and that's something you don't want to be into. You just kind of got to watch yourself when that comes about. Just occupy your time the best way you can until this thing is over.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
so that's my take on it.
That's good, David. It's true. You do, as a single person, get stir crazy. You want to have conversation with somebody. So I find myself on the phone a lot, talking to friends, loved ones, family. My family has now set up a Zoom call every Sunday, and we all get on there and we just talk to each other and find out how each other's doing and just check in on each other. And I think that it has been one thing that's kept me going. But I will say that my house is very, very clean now. I will say that it's very organized. So,
Blog Talk Radio.
What you think about me and you, love, spending some special time. I can even write a rhyme about you. See, I know what it means now to be caught up, chasing your thoughts just like the scents of your perfume. It fills the room even when you're not there. Is it hot in here or is it just me? Maybe it's the vision of your mocha skin pulling me in and making me do things I don't wanna.
Inside the Line presents Midwest Mocha Singles.
Good evening. Hey, everybody. How you doing? This is Midwest Mocha Singles Podcast. We're back again. We were off a little time, but now we are back. We are so glad to be back, too. I mean, we really loved doing this before. We're back to do it again. So we're going to be doing a couple of topics, taking some phone calls, going over some inbox questions. But right now, what I want to do is introduce the staff that's going to be bringing you the show tonight. Of course, my name is Brian Hendricks. Been with Midwest Mocha Singles since the beginning. And then I'm going to go to my right hand. That is Mr. David. Mr. David, shout out.
Hello, it's David. I guess I'm Brian's right-hand man, just like you said. I've been in the group for, I think, a little over 2 years. So I think a lot of you probably know me, and if not, you'll get to know me tonight. So hope you guys enjoy.
Thank you, sir. And then another one of our staff here, Rila, that is pronounced Rila, like Sheila. I just found that out myself. I was corrected handily, by the way. Miss Rila, would you introduce yourself, please, ma'am?
Hello. This is Rila Mans. I've been a part of Midwest Mocha Singles for about a year and have been on staff equally as long. So I'm looking forward to this. This is my first show, so welcome and sit back and enjoy.
Thank you, Miss Wheeler. And the Mrs. Fletcher. Mrs. Fletcher, I've known her. We actually used to work together. She is doing the show with us today as well. Miss Fletcher, please introduce yourself.
Hello, Mrs. Fletcher, but also my name is Mia Fletcher. I've been a part of the group for about 2 years now, and I've been on the admin squad now for a month, so right before the quarantine stuff started, so excited to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so we're going to jump right in. The first topic we have is it's right on the nose. It's dealing with single life during quarantine. A lot of us have had different ways to deal with it. Some of us have not been dealing with it. So David, go ahead and kick it off and get us started here. David, please go ahead.
All right. So just quickly, handling single life during quarantine. Just my personal opinion about that, or my take on it. It's I can imagine, being single, which I am. It's hard. I can, say that, I'm not dating right now, but even, I hang out with people, on the weekends especially. I can't do that now because, one, I'm high risk. anybody, can just have it, and I wouldn't know it until
Right.
it was too late. So, for me, it's been hard because I had a lot of commitments around this time of the year that I can't do or I couldn't do. But the key is not to go crazy, and it's hard not to do that. For me, especially, I try to occupy my time with a lot of other things. Things that I put off for years. I'm starting to do. I'm starting to read a little bit more. I'm starting to write a little bit more. So, being single with this situation is probably a lot harder because you want to, snuggle up with that boo thing that you got with you, or it's you can't really do a lot of things that you normally do. It's you miss the touching, you miss the caressing, you miss all of that stuff. So for me, that's it's hard. I can imagine. Me being single for a long time, it really doesn't. It probably wouldn't affect me as much, but at the same time, you kind of get to the point where you don't know what you're missing until you miss it. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So for me, it's very hard. It's very you get that lonely feeling, and that's something you don't want to be into. You just kind of got to watch yourself when that comes about. Just occupy your time the best way you can until this thing is over.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
so that's my take on it.
That's good, David. It's true. You do, as a single person, get stir crazy. You want to have conversation with somebody. So I find myself on the phone a lot, talking to friends, loved ones, family. My family has now set up a Zoom call every Sunday, and we all get on there and we just talk to each other and find out how each other's doing and just check in on each other. And I think that has been one thing that's kept me going. But I will say that my house is very, very clean now. I will say that it's very organized. So that's been one way that I've been, just like you said, occupying my time, reading some things that I've wanted to read, even just reflecting on stuff that has been going on in my life and that I might want to change and making those changes. Also, my inbox has been kind of full, which is interesting. That I'm so serious. I think that people now are using social media to keep themselves occupied and to keep themselves entertained. So I've gotten more friend requests from males and females as friend, just friend requests during this time. So I think social media has played a big part in keeping single people busy and occupied. But if you do feel, lonely or sad or depressed, make sure you reach out to somebody.
Good idea.
Yeah.
And by the way, folks, you can call in at 516-418-5496. Please press 1 if you have a comment or a question. Next, please. Next panelist, go ahead.
Gotcha. This is Mia chiming in as far as quarantining at home right now. I've been lucky enough to work from home, so I've been staying out the way, but definitely I've been connecting with friends, family, setting up different conference calls, reaching out to people, checking in, on the elders, making sure they have everything, and trying to convert everyone to be able to stay at home, letting them know they can do their shopping, have it delivered, and teaching people new things that they can get through the quarantine because we have to stay busy. I don't like when people are like, I'm bored. No, we can find things to do. I was working from home last night, and I was literally organizing my room and switching around some of the furniture, as I'm working just to keep myself up and busy. So, I can always find something to do or something new or shopping. We're going to I'm trying to get away from the shopping part, but my Amazon cart is full, so yeah. I was like, oh, what can I change? I think I need a new light fixture. Let me see what they have online. But just keeping things interesting and entertaining myself.
Well, Mia, call me when you keep shopping. Just give me a call.
I know. Yes.
There we go.
I love shopping.
We done lost them already.
Anything, send me your address and I will have it delivered.
They probably already got their stimulus check too.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Me and David have lost them already.
Yeah.
Well, in the same sense, what I've noticed, and me, I'm an introvert, so this really doesn't bother me that much. I can hang out at the house. I can listen to my music. I can try to figure out something to do with up in this place to a degree. But what has kind of caught my attention, I live on the first floor, and I can see out my patio. There's a lot of folks not really taking this quarantine very seriously. I see crowds of people walking around, hanging out. The dog, and I even said that the dog can get COVID, and that the dogs lick them in the face. They got it now, too. So, the kibbles and bits can spread it around. Then you got people at the basketball court, they shooting their shot to get COVID. This is really, the level of people that have not taken this seriously is almost laughable. And to a degree, you can laugh, but then another part you got to think, what if one of these cats goes and hangs out with my grandfather or my older father, or there's some place where somebody else can get this? That's where my blood pressure is already high. It goes even higher. It ain't got nothing to do with bacon. It's just got to do with the fact that these folks are not taking this thing seriously. I don't like it. I don't like seeing it like that, and I just wish that people did take it a little bit more seriously. I get the whole I needed to get out of the house, but man, take a drive. Get in your car, drive around the block, go climb a tree, fly a kite. But you don't have to go up where there's a whole bunch of other people to me it's like having a live grenade on your chest. Talking about, well, I know the grenade could go off, but I need some fresh air. Fool, keep your butt in the house until that grenade goes off, until we know you don't have that grenade on your chest. That's just my 2 cents. We do have a couple of callers coming in as well. We've got a caller. The number is ending in 4853. Caller ending 4853. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's me, Rudy Fennell.
Rudy, hey, how you doing?
Hi, Rudy.
Oh, he's one of the new guys.
Hey, how's everybody doing? Oh, Brian, you are hilarious. I'm sitting here laughing at you because I'm like you. As far I'm single and live alone, except for me and my four-legged son, and so. I'm sure he's getting on his nerves a little bit. I go and pet him, and he turns his head real slow, like, look, bro, I ain't used to. You sitting there getting with me a whole lot lately.
Like you just pet my head.
Right. Oh man, he ain't never seen so many walks in the day before now, but. I'm like you, and dealing with this just being single and being here at home. I'm like you, Brian. I can always find something to do.
Right.
And
right.
So I'm not that type that will go stir crazy. I'm like you. If I get to the point I need to get out, I'll get out and just get outside, and or like you said, I can be social distant in my car and just roll around. And just stay in my car, roll somewhere, whatever. But I think it would be really difficult, I guess, if it were something. If I were dating someone and involved with someone, and then all of a sudden, I'm not trying to all of a sudden have a permanent roommate now, and then all of a sudden now we used to being all booed up and all that, and then all of a sudden you got to have the social distancing. So I could see how that would be really difficult, but I just hang my hat on the hope that this is gonna. I just have faith that this too will pass, and it just will take time. Just like anything, it'll take time. I just wish individuals would be taking it a bit more serious, so that time wouldn't be as long. But now I'm just really fearful with them opening up these the cities and so forth. that is going to have just such a negative effect to the whole solution or resolution to this. It's not going to help. But I think social media has helped a lot too. And then joining the group, I've been very entertained by Brian and all of you administrators and Miss Baxter, and I go in there a lot looking at the Midwest, the Mocha site a whole lot now, and so I'm really enjoying that.
Good.
Well, thanks for the call, Rudy. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Now here's one thing we haven't talked about though. And let's say that you are booed up. Now, me living alone, I'm used to that.
Right.
Now, let's say if I was dating somebody and she decided, okay, you're going to stay with me. Now, I can probably be the first to tell you I would probably get tired of it.
Yeah.
I would probably, because I'm not used to that. And it's just, I'm going to be looking for stuff. I'm like, hey, is that a droplet over there? Hey, what's going on? You know, I'm going to be one of those. Because you know,
it just kind of depends. It just kind of depends on where you are in your relationship. If this is somebody that you know you're just dating casually, and she now wants you to come over and be quarantined with her, it's gonna be a no. So it just kind of depends on where you are in your dating life with that person.
Well, another thing that's caught my attention though is a lot of domestic violence has risen too. I don't know if you guys are aware of that.
Yeah.
So that's another thing that just really this thing has just gotten way out of control, and you just got to be mindful of stuff like that. So.
Absolutely. Hey, we got. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, absolutely. I'm just agreeing.
We have another caller. Caller ending in 5725. Caller, if your number ends in 5725, you are on Midwest Mocha Podcast.
Hi, this is Pastor Cecilia Garrett from Jonesboro, Georgia.
Hey, Pastor, how are you?
I'm good. I'm new to all of this. I'm enjoying you guys, and I was asked to call in. At first, I was saying, why should I call in? And then this little voice said, because you're single. I have never been single, and I never thought of myself as single. When I was in high school, I graduated married.
Oh, wow.
So I never had that option of knowing what it is to be single or to live like that. So when my first marriage fell, within that year I was married again.
Look at you.
And married always for 25 years from this one until my husband just recently died in 2017.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Wow, sorry to
hear that.
And so that's why when I got the inbox, the message said call in, and to the single file, I said, single file? I'm not calling. I'm not single. That's the first thing I said. I'm not single. Then something said, yes, you are. And it's because I've been surrounded by so many clergy friends and family that nobody really ever gave me a chance to breathe to say, hey, I am single.
Okay.
And listening to
and
you
that's
guys.
That's probably a process.
Yes, it is. And I'm listening to the things that you're talking about. I'm really blown away by it because I never had a conversation about singleness. And I think this was a way of God letting me have a complete ministry because I never even was over my single ministry part. I had someone over that department. So I never went to the single thing. I never dealt with the singles. I just preached. So when you don't understand every aspect in your ministry, kind of like you don't understand. I just don't understand singleness. But since I've been single, I have cried a lot. I'm just very transparent. I cried a lot because I don't want to be single. I don't enjoy being single, and I love being married because I love cooking. I love taking care of that, and I've been that way so long that I just don't choose to be. But because I am in this place right now, I think I will pop on here when you guys have this because I need to learn what is single.
Good. I'm glad
I thank you guys for having me. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for calling.
Yeah, thanks for calling.
There's probably
that's
some things
amazing.
we can learn from you as well.
Wow.
Absolutely.
I think, Pastor, you are also right in the place that you were supposed to be. You know, God has brought you to this place for a reason, and he's also brought you to our group for a reason. So I just thank God that you're here, and I hope that you get everything out of it that you need.
That is amazing. I mean, when we do these shows, we're always blown away by who we end up talking to. I mean, sometimes we think, hey, it's the MMS crew, and we all know each other. The first two calls are from people that are new to the group. I mean, think about that. And we were just talking, for those of you who are listening, that we were just talking within the group about some of the aspects of the quarantine and how it can affect people different ways. And I'm not going to get into a lot of details, but MMS is putting something together that I think is really important. It kind of ties into this whole thing here. That call, that got me. That actually got me.
Yeah, me too.
That's a great
By the way, that voice that says you're single, that screams at me every 15 minutes. I don't go 10 minutes without hearing, you're single. You're still single. Yeah, you're still single. Now you ain't got nobody.
Nah, Brian, that voice of yours is saying you crazy.
Yeah, that's enough.
Yeah, well, that too.
That's the voice you got.
He probably has a few voices that go on in his head. So.
Yeah, probably do.
I have several, and I've named them all. Hey, we got to take a commercial break here, y'all. We will be back in a few minutes with the podcast and segment number 2.
Yeah, this is True Born Understanding of Inside the Mind presents. And I'm spending my Wednesday nights live on the air with Damian Michael Speaks. Now, like many of you, a busy life and a hectic schedule sometimes gets in the way of me having a little bit of fun. So when this happens, I log into Midwest Mocha Singles on Facebook. There I can find the best in singles, relationship, condo, and more. So the next time you log into your Facebook page, go to the top search bar, type in Midwest Mocha Singles, and request to join. I'll see you there.
Hey everybody, I'm going to teach you how easy it is to learn African languages with our new study guide. Salbona, Buti and Sisi, Njani, Ngiapila, Dumela Upila Juan, hello, how are you? Gepila Hansle, Molo, hello, Njani, how are you?
For more info on how you can participate in learning languages for fun, please email us at createbilingualbabies@gmail.com, or you can message us on Facebook at Learn for Fun Today, or simply give us a call at 216-217-8280. I look forward to working with you very soon. Das Vidanya.
It's been really good. We've enjoyed every second of it.
Hey, what's up? You need the perfect getaway for some rest and relaxation? Well, why not get lost in the gorgeous view of the city surrounding you? Enjoy creative cuisine and the most gracious service. And Odyssey Cruise is the perfect setting for celebrating a special occasion with friends, an evening out with your loved one, or simply connecting with the colleagues. Odyssey is your city-served tableside. Incredible waterfront views, delicious meals freshly prepared on board, great entertainment with a dance floor and bar. Discover lunch, brunch, and dinner cruises at www.odysseycruises.com. Again, that's www.odysseycruises.com. Tell them your friends at Midwest Mocha Singles sent you. Blessings.
Hey, Indy, want to get away? Need a special place to celebrate that anniversary? Sybaris in Indy has your back. For more than 4 decades, Sybaris Pool Suites have proven to be the anniversary and birthday getaway destination for couples. Close to home here in Indy with flexible times, stay for just an afternoon, a night, or several days. Sybaris is the perfect place for busy couples to enjoy a special occasion. Now, due to the current lockdown situation, the staff is taking extra precautions to make their locations cleanly, as safe as they are friendly and stylish. Take a virtual tour at www.sybaris.com or call 317-337-9000. I've stayed there myself, and the place is absolutely amazing. Again, call 317-337-9000 to book or www.sybaris.com to look. Don't just get a room somewhere and enjoy an experience with Sybaris. Mention MMS upon booking once travel in the country has reopened for a special rate. All right. We are back. And yeah, that's Sybaris. That is something else. They are beautiful over there. So we'll start the second segment of the show here. And, we kind of debated about what we were going to talk about. And this one has been discussed quite a bit. The topic is going to be dating today versus dating back in the day. Now, depending on how old you are, back in the day could be a long time ago or just a few weeks ago, like in my case. So what we're going to do, we are going to start with Ms. Rila. She is going to talk about her take on the differences between dating back in the day and now.
We've had this conversation before, and I think the biggest difference with dating now versus dating back in the day is that back in the day, people would actually call you up and say, hey, Rila, I want to take you out on a date. They would actually ask to go on a date with you, as opposed to saying, can I come over? And that's what people do today. They call you and say, hey, can I come over and maybe we have, some pizza or, that kind of thing, as opposed to actually calling a woman up and saying, I'd like to take you out on a date. And then following through by actually getting dressed in real clothes, putting on some cologne to smell good, going to get your hair cut, get your car washed, that kind of thing, showing up at her door and actually coming to the door, knocking on it, and picking her up and taking her out and showing her a good time. That doesn't happen the way it used to back in the day. Now it's more people are meeting each other on social media. So the first date generally is out at Starbucks. I'll meet you at Starbucks and we'll, get a coffee or something, and then I'll figure out whether I want to spend some money on you or not. I've heard that many a time from my male friends. They're like, Rila, I don't know if I want to actually take this woman out and spend, $100 or $200 or $300 on her for dinner, as opposed to just, meeting her at Starbucks and buying her a coffee first. That wasn't the way it was done back in the day. You meet someone, whether at a club or at church or at a social event, and then they actually went through the channels of asking for your phone number and then calling you and actually having conversation as opposed to texting or inboxing or sliding into your DMs. They would actually call you up, have a conversation with you, and then ask you out on a proper date. That just doesn't happen the way it used to. And I know that things are different now with social media and all of that kind of stuff, but I still require that, and I still want that. So that's my take on it.
Okay, sliding into the DM.
Yeah.
I hear that.
They'll slide in there.
Yes.
They will slide in there, honey. Don't say Mrs. Fletcher.
Like, stop it. Oh, my goodness. It's like, listen, we can still do the same. I know people are crazy nowadays, so I get it. I'm not comfortable with the, hey, come to my home, pick me up, right, the traditional old-fashioned dating, but you can still plan. You can still set it up and let me know, hey, what's your schedule?
Sure.
Okay, what are things that you like to do? Like, have those conversations versus just, hey, can I come over? Let's watch a movie. No, you cannot.
Right.
No, you cannot. This is my peace. This is my home. That's not
my
what we're
sanctuary.
Yes, and then I know a lot of friends that I know, they just do like they go out with someone, but it's kind of just like, hey, I got me, you got you, meet you now, catch you later, and then from there they just like escalate into a situation. I call it a situationship. So it's not even like dating. It's just like, do I like you? Yeah, okay, let's keep it going. It's like, no, dating is a continual. Let's interact with each other. Let's figure out what works, what doesn't work. Do we mesh? Do we have the same goals? And then go from there. That doesn't happen anymore. A bunch of texting, onlining, games, all of that. It's like, stop it. But a lot of people don't know how to communicate, so it's tough to even get back to that.
And I think the online dating and the social media has made it easy for people to do just that, just to keep picking and choosing, not to be consistent with one person, because I see another person today, and I kind of like this person too. So now I'm having conversation virtually with both of these people, and then so on and so forth. So the consistency isn't there like it used to be. So that's another hurdle that we have to overcome.
Well, dang.
So tell us from a guy's
I know,
fellas,
I know,
come on.
Really, you're talking to two guys at the same time. I didn't think that was about her.
Yes.
Okay, so my take on that is this: with the back in the day, and I'm proud to admit this, I'm a shy person, and it was hard for me to walk up to somebody and ask them out, or whatever.
Right.
It's easier when you're behind a keyboard and you're typing stuff. You're typing your representative, and hopefully they'll fall for it, quote unquote.
Well.
I fall for it.
So, well, yeah. Some people, lie on their profile. It's hard. Right now you can swipe left. You can swipe left, right, and you have your choice. You don't have to go to a club. You know what I mean? You just have your choice right then and there. So, back then it was a lot harder because, well, for some people that didn't have the courage to go and ask somebody on a date. Where now it's pretty easy, especially if you make yourself look good and you're not face to face with that person. Anybody can look good, with that. So that kind of gives you a little bit more confidence when you're not in front of them, if that makes sense.
It makes sense.
But then, once you meet that person, you got to live up to the part where you said this, that, and the other. Because if that woman is smart, she's going to read that profile and study. And ask him some questions and see how he answers it. And if he lies about something, boom, you got him. So
that's true.
So yeah, it's a lot easier now because you basically have your choice of who you want to see, who you want to date, and it's just yes, you do.
You got to live up to that skydiving picture that people post.
Yes, you do.
Right.
Yes, you do. So, hey, you put yourself out there. Okay, play the game.
Oh man.
So yeah, it's a lot easier now than it was back then. I think because I guess people don't expect a lot anymore.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm just gonna put it out there. Sometimes with me when I first got divorced, I made it clear I wasn't dating anybody. I wasn't going to be into a long-term relationship. I didn't want to be in it. I put that right out there on Front Street. If you can roll with it, hey, roll with it. If not, I'm not gonna lose any sleep over it. Does that make sense? So, it's a lot easier now than it is back then, and that's my little take on that. So, what you got, Brian?
Well, first, I do want to say for callers, if you're calling and listening, you want to add to the show, press 1. You can be part of the show. To everything that David said, all I got to say is, oh, my Lord, 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 Lord.
No. We will not do that. We're not doing that.
No, but so on that, I mean, and we discussed this, and we had a meet and greet. For those of you who don't know, we had a meet and greet last year, and we kind of discussed this. And my take on it is the same. So back in the day when I was, my roaring 20s or whatever, how you prepared, we didn't have the internet, we didn't have, the meether.com and all that. So what we did was around Monday or Tuesday, you knew that the day to go find somebody was typically club night on Friday or Saturday. So on Monday, you began. You started getting a haircut. You went, you got. Well, it usually was Monday. Monday was usually you started figuring out your money together. Then you started getting the car cleaned out, inside out. You made the mixtape or mixed CD, depending on your age, man. There.
Heck yeah.
You got your suit cleaned. And I mean, you didn't just put on a clean pair of jeans. You went and got your suit cleaned out the cleaners, especially if you were coming from Chess King. Yes, I shopped at Chess King, and I got a suit from Chess King. I had a short suit. Yes, okay. And then when it came around, when it came to around Friday, that's when you got the haircut. You got the fade or whatever, and you went to the club clean. And then if you met the girl, typically you see her, she'd be at the bar, she'd be sitting at the table, whatever, she'd be on the dance floor. You approach her, but you approach with some class. Usually you introduce yourself. If it's a dance floor, you introduce with a dance. If you get the dance or if you get the look at the table or the bar, then it opens up for conversation. Conversation ensues, and then usually a dance or another drink follows that, followed by another conversation. Then you say, hey, let's go someplace where we can talk a little bit more privately. VIP room. If you're lucky, maybe out in the car. You weren't going to do nothing. You were just really going to have the conversation. That's why the car had to be clean. That's why that mixtape had to be on point. You got in the car. You got all this. Then by chance, if everything went right, we all knew the payoff, right? The payoff wasn't sex. The payoff wasn't even a kiss. The payoff was, can I have your phone number? And God forbid that girl write her phone number on your hand. You be like, I can't wash my hand. I can't. Don't high-five me. Don't touch me. I gotta keep this. I gotta keep this. And then, but see, that was just day one, because what you did at that point was when you called her, more conversation ensued, and then there was a date. It was always a date, bro. It was always a date, someplace out.
Right.
Even if it was meet me someplace. But back in the day, I did pick up women at their houses. It wasn't as crazy as it was. But you really were kind of forced into the whole gentleman thing. You were meeting parents sometimes on the first date, meeting dad or mom or older, or God forbid, older brother, which was worse than dad or mom usually. So nowadays, you wake up, you ain't got to wash, you ain't got to shower, you turn on the computer, you go to meether.com, you see the best possible picture, you inbox her, hey, let's hook up, this is where I live, or where do you stay at, maybe I can come over there like you were saying earlier, Rila, and that's it. And what I found is, y'all know I work the stock market, and the stock market is based on supply and demand. Right now, as far as dating, there's a lot more supply. And when you have that much supply, you have a tendency to figure that the value isn't there. Now, women are just as valuable as they've always been, just like we are as men. However, men see it differently because it's easier, and we don't have to make the effort. So because it's so easy, we don't make the effort. And unfortunate, that's what I've seen over time. I mean, get your thoughts on it.
Love it. That is so true. I think it's called lazy dating. That people don't have to, like you said, even wash their tails, and they can find someone to talk to and to spend the evening with, basically, online. So it is very, very easy. But I want to bring up a point. Ladies, I'm going to need you to chime in on this one. Is it because women no longer require or expect or set the expectation for a man to do all the stuff that Brian just talked about, starting on Monday with getting his money right, and then getting the car washed, getting his hair cut, getting his suit clean? Is it because we no longer require that, or is it because men have just become commonplace and they just, because the supply is so great? Chime in on that, ladies. Call in.
If you're a caller, please press 1 to get in. Yeah, that's.
What do you think, Mrs. Fletcher?
I think it's a combination because I feel like if I require that on my own, and I encounter someone who does not meet those expectations, I automatically just cut you off. Like,
Move
it's
on.
kind of just like but I guess kind of like giving more insight. Sometimes people are open to hear certain things, but sometimes they are not. So I just kind of phase them to the back, and so they go to the next one and go to the next one until it works. For me, it's not going to work. So you can't just say, hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? Let's go out. But you have no plan. There's no direction, I just say, okay, if you're that type of guy, then you're not for me. So it gets easier and easier for guys to just move around, like Brian said, all of the supply of the ladies, and just find someone who's like, hey, I got a little interest. Let me go for it, because some people aren't used to having interest. So they're like, if someone bites, they're going for it. So, and a lot of guys know that. Like, they know who to kind of play the game with properly. If they're just playing out here like, I'm not dating, I'm just playing, right? And so they find those type of women that they can play with. And then when they're like, oh, I want to be serious, they forgot how to be serious. And they're like, wait a minute, you got to dust off the book. You got to figure this out. You have to date me, but they're used to playing so much. So it's hard for them to convert back.
Yeah, well, yes, that is a good sum up. We do have a caller out there. Caller ending, your number ends in 2404. If your caller ending in 2404, you are on Midwest Mocha Podcast. Go ahead.
Hi, Brian. Good evening. This is Chanel calling from Chicago, Illinois. How's everybody?
Fantastic, Chanel.
Great.
Good. So I wanted to kind of give a different perspective from what I've heard. So I think what happens is a lot of times, let's just be honest, a lot of women, function in low self-esteem because they think that there are so many women that they're actually competing against for a man's attention. I think a lot of it has to do with value, right? Like, how do you value yourself? If I, as a woman, am, active in my own life and doing my own thing, and I already see myself as a whole person, then me meeting someone, and like for me, like if I'm dating somebody or if I'm getting to know somebody, I have no control over anyone else except for myself, right? So if that person is going to go out there and see somebody or whatever, I have no control over that. So it has to be a situation where that man sees some level of value in me that he doesn't see in somebody else. So when he sees that level of value in me, he's not going to want to go out there and be with somebody else because there's something special about me that all those other people don't have. And part of that is going to be how I see myself and how I value myself. Can I spend time with myself? Have I spent time with me and with God? You know what I mean? Have I learned enough about me? Am I actually who I want to date? Because a lot of times we as women, we want to date, but we're not actually who we want to date. Right? So if we spend more time taking care of ourselves, no, real talk. Like if we spent more time taking care of ourselves, because I've always been raised, so I grew up with, I'm my mother's only child, so like my father had other kids, right? But I grew up with a lot of male cousins. So I learned by watching them. And what I learned a lot of times is that, as a woman, I should be busy with my own life. I should have my own stuff going on. I should be, living my best life. And if I meet someone, that person should also be living their best life, and then we come together. I don't stop everything that I have going on in my life because I just met somebody. It's not about me entering his life. It's about him making an attempt to enter mine. So, that's just how, I kind of look at it, and I think that and let's talk about this from the perspective of back in the day to current, right? So back in the day, it was very easy to let's start it out like when you were in high school, right? You could go to the skating ring and you could hang out and you could meet people at the skating ring. Then when you got older and became more mature, like you guys were talking about the club and going out and getting dressed and looking fly to go to the club. Well, that's just a meat market. Like, where is the quality that is the quality that you're really looking for going to be in the club? Possibly. You might just have some friends who are out that Friday night to hang out and have a good time. But when you want to sit down and have a conversation and have a connection with someone who might be a like-minded spirit, it might behoove you to maybe go to that Black MBA convention or something along those lines where there are going to be other like-minded individuals that you can connect with on a deeper level than just the surface level. And what happens nowadays is everybody is so surfacey. Like, you have people, I just learned about this Only Friends, right? You have people on Only Friends on Instagram. Everybody is swiping through, looking at people. And I personally don't have a problem with the online dating experience because I can pick up on a lot of things that would let me say, okay, I don't even want to be bothered with him anyway. So if I can't have a conversation, like if I can tell that a person is a very surfacey person, it's not going to be someone I want to connect with in the first place anyway. So through social media, through having a conversation, and I'm talking about conversations, not text messages, as one of the other women on the line said, through having those conversations, I can tell by being quiet, listening, and allowing the man to be more of the pursuer to identify if this is somebody I actually want to be bothered or not, because a person will tell on themselves anyway if you just sit back and listen. So I think that, we as women, we need to kind of reconnect with the essence of who we are, getting connected with us being where we want to be in life. And then as we go through the process of bettering ourselves, we'll meet someone because that person is going to see everything that you're doing and that you are about your business, that you're about bettering yourself, that you're living your best life, and it's going to make someone want to be a part of that. But if I'm sitting around worried,
that is.
Oh.
I mean, I almost want. Say again? We almost need to get her in the pulpit. That was getting deep. That was very good.
She was right. She was so right in that we have to be whole before we find someone. Don't try to find someone to make us whole. I think that's good, and that goes for males and females.
Yes. Do
Absolutely.
the work.
We had to cut a little short because we do have a commercial break we have to break for. We will be back in a minute with the final segment. This is Midwest Mocha Singles Podcast.
Online dating can be fun and adventurous. But things may not always be what they seem. You never know who you truly are meeting online. Because it could be this guy.
Forget me. Forget my number, forget my name, forget I ever existed. Forget the medals won, the record's broken, and the sacrifices made. I want to leave a legacy where the ball keeps rolling forward, where the next generation accomplishes things so great that I am no longer remembered. So, forget me. Because the day I am forgotten is the day we will succeed.
One in 5 people in the United States has a sexually transmitted disease. 2/3 of all STDs occur in people 25 years old or younger. At least 1 in 4 will contract an STD in their lifetime, yet less than 1/2 of adults ages 18 to 44 have been tested. 1 in 5 people have genital herpes, although 90% of those who do have herpes are unaware they have it. Hepatitis B is 100 times more infectious than HIV. Free condoms are available in the health center. Please, practice safe sex. And be considerate to your roommate.
All right, we are back. Midwest Mocha Podcast. Once again, if you are a caller listening and you want to be part of the show, just go ahead and hit 1, and you will be part of the show. So we like to answer questions from members, and over on the fan page, we have an inbox where people can send in questions, and it's not just members either, people who are outside the group that might be married but just have, maybe they were inside at one time or they just enjoy the vibe that we have. They'll send in questions. So periodically we go in and we try to answer them, but some of them that we don't get to, we will read them during the show. And we've got some that we're going to be reading today. I'm laughing because some of them, again, these are we read them in their words, so it can be entertaining. And I believe this will be. I forget who's gonna start. Who's gonna start us off?
I think this one was yours.
Oh, me? I got the first one?
Come on with it.
Okay. I'll go first. Okay.
Go for it.
So let me pull it up here. And whoever this is, man, I like whoever you are that wrote this. I like you already. Let me see. I gotta find it on here. Accusing him. No. I should have put it at the bottom. Okay. It says, Dear MMS, my new girl and I have been dealing for 9 weeks, but this quarantine is killing my rhythm. She asked if I've been handling my business. I think we know what that means. She asked if I've been handling my business, and I told her no. I lied. Am I wrong or not for neither one? P.S. I ain't going to stop neither. I'm just asking.
That's the part that's funny.
So, yeah, that's what got me. He said, I ain't going to lie. So my take on this, you didn't leave your name because I sure would have used it if you had left it there. No, I don't think you're necessarily wrong. I just think that if it does affect your relationship, that's when it's going to become a problem. If you're able to handle your business and then still handle your business, you can handle both businesses. You can be a dual business owner. But if you are handling one business and the other business has to file bankruptcy, then you're going to be out. So take that for what it's worth. You asked, I'm telling you. And on top of that, you said you're doing it anyway, so it really doesn't make much difference. You just better have a nice, big, fat bank account, if you know what I'm saying. Because if you do end up needing to make a large withdrawal, you might be in a little trouble. They asked for truth, we're going to give them the truth, right?
Right. That's right. Well, I don't think that him handling his business is the issue here. I think the lie is the issue here. When she asked, or, why not tell her? That might have opened up some new doors in their relationship. That might have opened up some new ideas and some freshness and some newness in the relationship. So maybe he wouldn't have to handle his own business so often.
That's why I'm like, what
so
is this handling the business, Brian?
Say again?
Okay.
What is the handling the business? Why is he handling
He probably owns real estate.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna guess he owns real estate.
Anyway, the lie, I think, is the issue. It's not him handling his business. It's the lie. Because, like I said, he could have opened up new doors for her. She might have been like, okay. You know, and there might have been some new things. There might have been some freshness coming up.
Oh, no.
And he's only been dating her for 9 weeks, and now he's lying already? Come on now.
Come
on.
Now I'm glad I didn't say his name. All right.
Wow.
Well, there's some truth for you, bro. Miss Fletcher, did you have one? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, are we done with him and his business?
Yeah, we the selfish one. Let's skip him.
Go on, Miss Fletcher. Which one you got for us?
Let me see. Okay, let's see. Let's do Miss Happy Girl.
Happy Girl.
Okay. Happy Girl.
Go for it.
Am I wrong if I've been entertaining 3 different brothers during social distancing? I ain't promising nothing, but it's harnessing fun, right? Signed, Happy Girl.
What's your
what do you
take
got to
on
say
that,
about
Mia?
that?
So when I think about it, I think about, hey, the random inboxes of the, hey, gorgeous, hey, beautiful, I would like to take you out after the quarantine. Fine, I will entertain and have that conversation and go back and forth every once in a while when we reach out to each other. So I personally don't see anything wrong with it. I'm all about it. So let her be happy girl, because I'm going to be happy girl too.
All right now.
Well, all right then. Okay.
I don't know. When I hear that word entertaining, I can't help but my 2 quote fingers go up and say entertaining.
Stop thinking about the entertaining you're thinking about. Stop it. No.
I mean,
entertaining, like answering an inbox is entertaining because I could ignore it.
This is true.
That's true.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily have to do with sex.
Exactly.
Right.
Like,
and
hi, how are
really
you? How are you holding up? A lot of people are like, what are you doing? How are you holding up? You know, everything okay? That's entertaining. Yes, I know that you're interested, but sometimes guys don't know how to, like, make the next move. You know, the shyness that you guys were talking about earlier. So, yes, I know you're interested, but I'm not going to help you get to that point. I'm going to entertain and have conversations to see if you can even